Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hello. Checking my sound. But good afternoon. I'm avoiding work. But my brain still it doesn't want to. I think I still need a little more time, but that's okay. Twelve by 12. Edition 12. Meow. Meow. Kitty, please don't unhook anything. Please don't do that. Well, come over here and get some love then. Go get some love. You feel lonely? Poor thing. The cats have been very needy today. I mean, it's just the way it is, huh? It's Sebastian. He's a lapper, so he thinks that he can just sit on my lap whenever he chooses to, or when it suits his needs. So then sometimes you'll see Ronan. He won't stay on my lap. He likes to travel around. Then there's Sawyer. I have another cat, Sawyer, and everything's on his terms. So, but let's do so. Ow, kitty, no nails. No nails. Yes, I love you too, but no nails. All right. You can help me, but be nice. Ow. No, good. Quit giving me kisses. There we go. Okay. Just settle in. I'm going to stop touching you. Welcome to Daily Trudge. Dion. Keeping my hands away from the cat. If you're here, please say hello. So, all right. We talk about principles before personalities, and this has a lot to do with tradition 12. Yeah. Ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. I talk a lot where, I say, hi, Ingrid. It's always good to see you. Where I say we're going to need to make some sacrifices in our lives. Probably one of my most selfish things in my life was my own time, right? And being an extremist, I go back and forth. But we're going to read out of the 12 by 12 today. I don't know. There was a thing that I found on the internet. I think I'd kind of like to use it. Found it at a place called Find Recovery. Let's see what these people have to say. What does principles before personalities mean in AA? Let's see what they say. In Alcoholics Anonymous, the last of the 12 tradition uses the phrase principles before personalities. If you, like many other AA members, are stumped by what that means or how to apply it in your everyday life, keep reading. I wasn't stumped by that. Okay. What does principles before personalities mean? Where does the phrase come from? The phrase comes from the 12th principle of AA. No, it does not. It comes from the 12th tradition of AA. As outlined in the 12th tradition, it states anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all of our traditions. ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. Now, the principles that we're talking about are the steps. Okay, the principles are in the steps. Then there's a principle with each step. First step is honesty. That's the principle behind that. Okay. It refers to the idea that the guiding principle of the program should take precedence over individual personalities or personal preferences. It emphasizes the importance of focusing on the principles and values that are the central recovery rather than getting caught up in personal conflicts, egos, or individual differences. See, and that is done with our group conscience. If you are not attending your group conscience, you are not completing your recovery. There's 3 sides to that triangle. Unity is the 12 traditions. Okay, unity for us is tradition 1, right? Which is going to be today's topic at the end. We've never done a tradition at the newcomers meeting, but it's tradition 1. Isn't that newcomer? I think it's newcomer and understanding that you're a part of a whole now. I think that's brings hope. I'm hoping anyway. So what are we doing here? Well, we're taking a set of principles and we're going to use those principles to decide what's going to be best for the group. Not for me. Not for me. Now, I might have some of my own individual preferences, and you can certainly go to a group conscious with ideas, certainly. But let's understand that some of us have been doing this a while, and we're going to be able to keep you away from the pitfalls. Even though you really, really want to do it. We understand. But we got to do what's right for the newcomer. Okay? What is right for the newcomer? There are many meetings that I've been to where maybe the topic was going to be the 10th step, and there was a bunch of newcomers, and we switch it to the first, second, or third step. That's what we do. Okay. This principle as a whole highlights the significance of maintaining anonymity as a means to protect the unity and integrity of the fellowship. It encourages members to refrain from seeking personal recognition or acclaim, as well as respecting the anonymity of others in order to create an environment conducive to open sharing and recovery. Whew! That is other people's anonymity. You get to be as anonymous as you choose. Okay? It's Alcoholics Anonymous because we didn't want to change the name. We're no longer anonymous. But you can pick your anonymity level. Be careful on that. Okay? What you cannot do is go out and say, I speak for AA as a whole. Cannot do that. I don't speak for, I am an AA member. That's it. And that's it. There's no, beyond that, it's just Dion's experience. It has nothing, might have to do with AA. Okay. But if you're going for clout, if you're going for fame, if you're going for money, it's not going to work. Well, it may work for a little bit. Sooner or later, somebody's going to figure it out. And you're asking to get nailed to the wall, because the only way to do that isn't illegal. There's not a legal way to go about that, right? So what are the AA principles? Right here. 12 principles of Alcoholics Anonymous are a set of guiding values and concepts that form the foundation of the program. These principles are outlined in the Big Book and correlate with each of the 12 steps, organization's 12 steps. Their purpose is to serve as a framework for recovery and personal growth. The AA principles are honesty, hope, surrender, courage, integrity, willingness, humility, love, responsibility, discipline, awareness, and service. This is wrong. I'm going to tell you something. This is wrong. Because 9 is justice. No, they changed this. That's wrong. See? That's why we do this shit. Here's my other one. Doesn't matter. There it is. Yep. I've got them right here. Okay. So let's get the real ones. See, this is what I talk about when I say that people rewrite crap. Okay. Let's go over the real ones. So let's see, hope. See, they said honesty, hope, surrender. Honesty, hope, faith, courage, integrity, willingness, humility, brotherly love, not love, brotherly love. It's different. You cannot change the words in order to suit your bullshit. Sorry. Step 9 is justice, not love. 10 is perseverance, not discipline. 11, spiritual awareness. No, spiritual awareness. They're cutting words out here. 12 step service. You can't fuck that one up. All right. See, that's why you stick with AA approved literature. That's why, right there. Okay? Because those words mean different things. Justice is much different. Okay. Let's I'm going to read a little bit out of the 12 by 12 just for a few minutes. Right? Kind of give us an idea. Anonymity is a spiritual foundation of all of our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. And what this does, it helps us keep our ego, our pride, and everything else in check. Okay? Because there's nothing worse than a group conscious of unhealed, untreated alcoholics. I've seen it. I've seen fist fights. I've seen things thrown. I've watched people punch holes in walls. I will not attend those. I will leave because there's no point. Hi, Amber. The spiritual substance of anonymity is sacrifice. Okay, now I'm going to use somebody, and I know I'm probably going to pick on one of your favorite people, but Jelly Roll. Okay, great artist. I like his music. A little twangy for me, but that's all right. You know, so, you know, he's a good guy, whatever. And he's telling people, you know, don't drink and use drugs. And, you know, his songs aren't about recovery. They're being in the, that's why you love them so much, because it brings you back to your drama. The song Save Me isn't actually, it's an abusive song. Listen to it. Okay. That man doesn't understand sacrifice. Stop taking advice from Jelly Roll. Stop it. Great guy, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Stop it. And quit putting him up there like he is a leader. Nope. The spiritual substance of anonymity is sacrifice. Ain't no sacrifice. Elton John, right? Because AA's 12 traditions repeatedly ask us to give up personal desires for the common good, we realize that the sacrificial spirit, well symbolized by anonymity, is the foundation of them all. It is AA's proved willingness to make these sacrifices that gives people their high confidence in the future. Now let's talk about Danny Trejo. 55 years sober, okay? I've not even been sober for a long time. There's a lot of people out there with that amount of time. Now, he doesn't run around and put it in other people's face and speak on behalf of AA in front of millions of people like Jelly Roll does. Now, does he? No, he doesn't. Okay? But we all know he's sober. But we also know that he does not speak for AA as a whole. There are a lot of people out there that are popular, you know, that are more popular, okay, that keep their anonymity. Rob Lowe, pretty much the Rat Pack. any child actor from the 80s, any rock and roll band. You know, Aerosmith's been sober for fucking 30 years, man. Right? But in the beginning, anonymity was not born of confidence. It was the child of our early fears. Our first nameless groups of alcoholics were secret societies. New prospects could find us only through the few trusted friends. The barehanded publicity, even for our work, shocked us. Though ex-drinkers, we still thought we had to hide from people, distrust and contempt. Well, of course we felt that way. We've been shamed. We've been shunned. I mean, and stigma, the word wasn't even around yet, but it was happening. Okay. Alcoholics were treated like the mentally ill. Izzy, that son of a bitch. You know, God, I hate that list. It has ruined more of my childhood fucking dreams. Man. But it's not an outside issue. It's very much. Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. Talk about some tough stuff here. You're just in time. All my tough conversation people are here. So, and when the big book appeared in 1939, we called it Alcoholics Anonymous. Its foreword made this revealing statement. It is important that we remain anonymous because we are too few at the present to handle the overwhelming number of personal appeals which may result in this publication. Now, we don't need to do that. See, we remained anonymous because we were too few. Now we don't need to do that. We got plenty of people to handle these requests. So if anonymity was born on something that was a fear, we no longer have that fear today. In fact, most people, when they find out that I'm in recovery, I usually get a congratulations, hey, great job, I'm proud of you, and I don't even know these people. They don't know what I've been through, but they don't need to understand. Now, do they? You know, when I go out and about, I don't get much stigma. Not really. It's not very often that I get stigma from the work that I do. And if I do, that doesn't so. What if somebody has an opinion? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, not an opinion. All right. Being mostly business or professional folk, we could not well carry our occupations in such an event. Now, if you're at work, your company will help you get the treatment. They're required to. See, things are different and we should take advantage of those things. Did you think they thought of the internet? They didn't have television yet. Well, maybe. I don't know. Okay. But yet we are not any smarter today. Go look at the inventions in the 1930s. I don't know. They look a lot like today's inventions. They sure do. Between these lines, it is easy to read our fear that large numbers of incoming people might break our anonymity wide open, right? And because of that, it was very frail, but it's not anymore. So we got to quit acting, even though we're not smarter, we do have more information now, don't we? So we can use that information as recovered alcoholics and make good decisions as a group. Not alone. Not alone. You cannot do it alone. No. You've got to have at least one other person there that can call bullshit. You need at least one person in the group conscious that says, no, I don't think so. And here's why. Okay. I have a practice that if I say no, there is a reason and I give it. I'm not required to do that. I do that because brotherly love. Okay. As the AA groups multiplied, so did the anonymity problem. Okay. We alcoholics are extremists. And even to this day, everybody that comes into AA wants to be the next Bill W. I know it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. You're feeling very empowered. I get it. I understand that first big cloud. Hell yeah, you feel fucking powerful, man. You do. Okay. But nobody wants to hear it. Okay. I'm lucky that my wife is understanding that I talk about this stuff incessantly. Okay. Enthusiastic over the spectacular recovery of a brother alcoholic. We sometimes discuss those intimate and harrowing aspects of his case meant for his sponsor's ear alone. This is a matter of ethics, man. No matter what my sponsee tells me, good, bad, or indifferent, it's not my story to tell. Now, I might come on here and say something, but I'm not going to say their name. I'm not going to get into the particulars. I usually give an overview, right? I give an example. But that's not, I don't get to steal that person's thunder. They did the work. Good for them. Am I going to brag about them in an AA meeting? I just might. But that's the right arena to do that because everybody's already said he's an alcoholic there. So now it's okay for me to say, you know what? I've watched you grow these last few years and it's been nothing short of fucking amazing, my friend. Thank you for letting me be a part of that. That's how we do that. Okay. The aggrieved victim would then rightly declare that his trust had been broken, which it had. We call that HIPAA, Be a HIPAA person. That means if somebody tells you something, keep your fucking mouth shut. It's not that hard. It's not that hard when drama is not a part of your life anymore. It isn't. Okay. When such stories got into a circulation outside of AA, the loss of confidence in our anonymity promise was severe. It frequently turned people from us. Clearly, everybody's AA name and story, too, had to be confidential if he wished. This was our first lesson in practical application of anonymity. So, by vote, how many people came in skipping their way in here? Oh, none. This is an embarrassing, shaming disease. It is. We have the kind of disease where, let's say we get so like me, I thought about going into politics. I just decided I want to fucking do it. No. Like, should I go into politics? If you're like, what about your past? I'm like, what the fuck about my past? Well, they're going to bring it up. Let them bring it up. Let's talk about it. That's great. See, what are you going to do? But because other people are the way that they are, stigma. It isn't going to shut me up. All right. That's principles before personalities. What did we really learn here? We learned don't go outside of AA literature. That's what we learned. Woo! Think about writing that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. It was good to see y'all. I love you. Peace out. And have a day.